Hello everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Today I have a review for a budget-friendly acrylic marker from Lightwish. And Lightwish, I believe, is the company who brought us this wonderful palette. This is a super cute palette I picked up in like 2017 for the palette, and then the paints wound up being pretty good for a budget set. So I believe that's who makes these, and they're in the Paul Rubens family. So I'm going to open the box and show you, I showed you the safety information really quick, and then now I'm going to show you the contents of the box when you open it. It is a box of 30 markers and there's 60 colors. You can remove the lids, and if you'll notice, it's a wonderful brush nib. It has two ends, and so it has one color on one side and one color on the other side. The best thing about these are there is no pumping and no shaking, and you guys know how much I love that, because who has time for that in their lives? I do not. So look at this. I'm going to swatch these out, and they swatched out really nice on black. This is black watercolor paper. It does include a swatch chart, and so I turned it over, and the one thing I don't like about these markers is they don't have any names or numbers. So I hope that they can fix that with give us some stickers or something. But there's the silver and gold all swatched out. Really nice metallics. So the 60 colors includes a gold and the silver, and I love that they made them on the same marker. So here I'm going to try to swatch out. I did try to swatch out a few colors, but because there's no names or numbers, I don't have time to try to figure out what some of these colors are, because some of them have really interesting names like goose yellow, and what was another one, dead wood. I have no idea what color those are supposed to be. So now I am testing these because I did want to test and see how permanent they are. And most of them are permanent, but they're not 100% permanent. But I don't know how long I have let these dried. They're perhaps if you let them dry longer or use a different paper, maybe you'll get better permanent results. Okay, so now I'm showing how I had two of the markers that came kind of like naked on one side of the nib, but that was easily remedied. I just pressed it down and everything was good to go. The marker worked perfectly good. It was just like I'd never seen a marker come naked on half of the marker. So, but that swatched out just beautifully, and the marker worked perfectly well. So now I'm going to start playing with these, and this is what I do when I get new products. I'm just kind of showing you my process of playing, and then I just kind of play, and then I make some art, and then I do some more art, and that's just my process. So I'm seeing how they layer up, and they do layer up really well. One thing nice about these is they don't dry super fast, so it kind of gives you time to adjust things, and I'm still no expert at using acrylic markers. I think I do it completely wrong, but it's so fun, and I don't care. This is how I like to use them. I use them like I'm painting with gouache, and that's how I love to use them. And they blend really well like that, so I don't know, but that's what I do. And then, so this has really nice, 60 really nice colors, but of course, I wish that it had a really, really dark green, and there's not a really, really dark green. There's a darker kind of a sap green, but there's no really dark, dark green. So I'm showing you how you can easily use black, and you can make, just like when you add black to gouache, you can make your own colors. So I want to give you some more ideas of how you can stretch these and make even more colors. I'm sure everyone has figured that out, but just in case you're new to using markers, I wanted to make sure you knew you could do those. So here I'm going to do my first attempt at kind of drawing something, and I was going to try to do it simple and use acrylic markers like I think most people do, whereas they use a thin color coating of even color, and then they go back and just do like a shadow. And I wish I could stop there, but I'm a typical overthinker, and that's just, I don't know, it's just like too boring, and I can't stay in that lane. So I started trying to draw a hibiscus, and I didn't pull up a reference photo, of course, so then after halfway through I'm like, oh wait, maybe I don't know how to draw a hibiscus. But I'm just having fun, and I'm playing, and I love testing new budget supplies because it just lets you kind of play and not overthink things and just have fun, and that is what's so exciting and fun about art. So I didn't like that yellow very much as I had hoped. So now I'm going to go over it again, and I'm going to use this color that I really love, this coral color. It's got coral on one side and kind of a deeper red on the other. And it's a really pretty color, and so I liked that color from my hibiscus a lot more. And you can see these blend just really nice. The colors do change a bit when they dry, so that's why I do think it's good to swatch these out, because you'll want to see what the color is going to look like when it's dry. And like the red, when I first swatched the red, I was like, well, that's not kind of, you know, red, but then when it dries, it is a red. I do wish there was a deeper red, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, but I think this is a great start, and I can always make a deeper red, blending it and mixing it with some other colors. Now I'm taking the orange and I'm going to kind of try to adjust that stamen and make it just a little prettier. But yeah, I'm just having fun and just kind of seeing first impressions of how I like these markers. So now I'm going to get on to, wanted to actually like look at a reference photo and try to actually do something a little better. And, but that's what I love sketchbooks for, because I think they're for experimenting and playing and, you know, just not kind of low pressure, not worrying about having a masterpiece. That's what I love about sketchbooks. And so mine are full of everything that is a mistake, and that's why I don't actually share that much, because most of my sketchbook is full of art that I've messed up. But that's, I mean, but I love it because I've had fun and I've learned something, and that's still where I'm at in my art journey. So next, I wanted to draw a leopard eye. I found this really pretty picture on Unsplash, and it had a turquoise eye, and that's my favorite color, so I knew that that would be a fun thing to try to draw with these markers. First, I thought I would just use these acrylic markers, and they really did blend nice, and so I'm just adding color along that to make the eye. And I really wanted to try to just use acrylic markers, and you really can if you want to, but I just couldn't resist going in with my colored pencil. That seems to be what I do every time. I love how well the colored pencils work with acrylic markers. So I'm just adding some color and trying to use that reference photo to kind of get an idea. But all the while with reference photos, I don't want to think I cheated or anything like that. So I always try to change it a little so that I'm not drawing it exactly like the reference photo. And I'm curious if that's what everyone else does, or if you actually try to make it look exactly like the reference photo. I try to like use the reference photo as inspiration and then kind of, you know, add my own touch to it. I don't know how the sound quality is going to be, so I apologize, and if it's not very good, I will try to make it better next time. But in the meantime, I hope you can enjoy this video. But I have just redone my studio, and we finally have some beautiful wood floors, and so I don't know if it's going to make the sound really off. I don't know if it's going to be an echo or anything like that. But I do finally love my floors, and I've had to redo my studio, so that's where I've been. And besides just enjoying summer with my kids, I haven't been putting out more videos or anything. But I did want to share these markers with you, and I will have some more videos coming. But you can see how these markers layer, and I'm just going in and adding this kind of a darker color, and then all the while knowing I was going to go put another layer on top to kind of blend it out just a little. And I really like the way that worked. And I like that some of these are more opaque and some of them are not completely opaque. The white is not that opaque. I know the white is probably the one that I wish was more opaque. It's, you know, it's okay, and you can layer it up, but it's really not that opaque. But overall, I really enjoy using these, and this is a budget-friendly acrylic paint marker, and they are from Lightwish. I love that they require no shaking and no pumping. I love that they have 60 colors on only 30 markers. It takes up less space. I wish they would have coordinated more so that one color was the light and one color was the dark. But, you know, I think they were just trying to give us as many colors as they could. But I will say that when you swatch these out, you go back later, and I think that was my biggest, like, oh, I don't know which color I'm reaching for now. And with so many yellows, I couldn't, I kept having to kind of swatch as I played, which really isn't that big of a deal for the price, I don't think. I love the brush nib. It's so fun, and you can actually just paint a watermelon, and if you just press the nib down, you get a perfect watermelon seed. Just saying. It's just like, it's the perfect size and everything like that. So I really enjoyed the creamy paint formula that came in these. I didn't like that there was no names or numbers. It's probably just a me thing, but I really like to know which colors I'm using. So when I go grab the next time, I'll know like which is the good green and everything. I think they had pretty colors. You need to make sure and store them flat, so it's good that they have the box to store them in. I think these would be great to share with your kids. If your kids are eyeing your more expensive acrylic markers, these you just want to, I think you'll want to double check and make sure they put the lids on all the way. But they did say that these were non-toxic, so you could let your kids play with them. I wouldn't let young kids play with these though. Let's see, what else? One thing is that I did notice a tiny bit of a smell with these, just a little bit. And I kind of did a poll with my 3 kids, and the boys couldn't smell anything, but me and my daughter smelled just a little bit compared to other markers that say no smell. I smelled just a tiny bit, so I think it's going to be like personal whether you smell anything or not. I think they're perfect for trying out acrylic brush pens. If you haven't tried any acrylic markers yet that don't require shaking or pumping, then you might enjoy these. And so I think they're going to be a lot of fun, especially if you're not sure if you like acrylic markers yet. These might be like a starter marker, and I do really enjoy these. And I usually, when I try budget products, if I like them, I want to go immediately and buy the artist version of it. Like, I was curious if anybody even knows. I know Posca makes acrylic markers, and I know a lot of people just love them. They haven't grabbed me. I don't like all the pumping and the shaking, and I think I'm the only weirdo, but I think because I started with a brush marker that I just think, oh, this is so much better. Why would I ever go back? One thing fun about these markers is you can really use them tip to tip, like my 𝐏𝐞𝐽 markers. You can use them tip to tip and kind of make darker colors. You'll see that I'm taking the black and I'm taking this brown marker and I'm just getting some of the black paint off and making a deeper, darker brown. So that's another way you can use these, and I found that really helpful. So you can kind of just play and experiment, and I'm all about that. I started playing with art supplies as a crafter 5 years ago, but I didn't start actually just drawing and using my art supplies as an artist until about for the last 2 years, I think. I think that started, and I still had lots of breaks where I didn't really create much because I got so stuck in the mindset of, oh no, I'm going to waste my expensive supplies. I'm going to waste my expensive arches. Or, well, I don't want to paint anything until I can create a masterpiece. I really kind of got stuck in that zone. And so I do things on purpose now to not be hard on myself and just paint in my sketchbook and not worry about the final end result and make it more about creating for fun and getting out of my comfort zone. Between reorganizing my studio and enjoying my kids for the summer, I've just been, I haven't been making a lot of videos. It's been really fun to reorganize my studio, and I'm still not done. But hopefully I'll be back with a video and not very long. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you very much to Paul Rubens for sending me these, and I really enjoyed them and had a lot of fun. So thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.